Good morning and welcome to yet another electrifying episode of Up Nepa. I am Korede Kolo, you can call me KK, and I'll be your host today. And as you already know, this is Up Nepa. Up Nepa is an electrifying and interactive program that aims at informing, educating, and enlightening our audience across various platforms on the Nigerian electricity sector. So this morning, I'm not going to be doing this alone. I'm here with our wonderful Justina Ashishana. A very good morning to you, Mrs. Justina.
Thank you very much, Korede. KK. Good
Yes, ma'am.
morning. Good morning to our lovely audience from across our various platforms. I'm sure you've missed my face. You've seen me. It's been long you've seen me, and I just decided to pop in today.
Yes,
So
so
I'm delighted to be here this morning. I will not just want to be anywhere else.
all right. So it's beautiful having you around with us this morning. It's great to have you around. All right. So just to remind all of our listeners everywhere, you can listen to us right now here on Prestige. You can also join us on Facebook Live at UpNepa platform. You can join us on YouTube at UpNepa _platform. But please don't just join us. Do well to subscribe, follow, like, and click on the notification button so that you can get to know when we post something new. All right. This is another beautiful day, another Friday, and I know that your guess is as good as mine. Up Nepa never brings you anything dull. We never bring you anything that just puts you off. We always come with beautiful topics, things you would love to listen to. There is no dull moment with Up Nepa. Today on Up Nepa, we are asking a very, very tough and important question. It's one that I know that a lot of us have thought of. We have asked ourselves severally. We have wondered about. And the question, our topic for today is this: can the average Nigerian afford 24 hours electricity? Can the average Nigerian afford 24 hours electricity? Assuming that this even becomes available, the government of today decides that they want to give us electricity. You know, you wake up, there's light, you sleep, there's light, there's just light. Can we afford it? Justina, what do you think?
Well, we always complain that we don't have constant light. Most times, I'm sure we've had a lot of guests in the studio who we have laid this complaint to, the complaint of Nigerians, that there is not always constant light. We want constant light. But when the tariff increases, you now start hearing a lot of complaining wahala start. I know the time that they was saying that there was permutations that there will be an increase in tariff, but at the end of the day you see a lot of letters flying here and there. Meanwhile, the government is also spending billions monthly subsidizing power for everyone except those on band A. And we have had guests who have been here who explain about the different bands and how the government subsidized for band B, C, D, and the rest, except band A. But with the minimum wage of 70,000 naira, can the average Nigerian actually afford constant electricity? Because if we are saying constant electricity, we should know that we should be ready to pay more. So can the average Nigerian afford this?
Hmm. Justina just said something. She said with a minimum wage of 70,000 naira, can the average Nigerian afford this? Even before we look further into this, some people even earn less than this minimum wage. Some people earn less than 70,000 naira. So with that, do you think an average Nigerian can afford this 24-hour light, assuming we have it now? In our houses, there are many of us, not all of us though, there are no ACs, there is no washing machine, there is no heater, and we still have this amount, we still use this amount of light, this amount of electricity. So assuming we had full electricity and we have all of this, how do you think an average Nigerian would be able to use this? Do you think an average Nigerian would be able to afford this? Do you think it's something that we'll be able to afford? We want to, especially, recently, I think last week we talked about using electric vehicles and all of that. It sounds very sweet, though, to be honest with you, to be sincere with you. It sounds absolutely good. But do you think we can afford it as Nigerians? Is this something we can able to do? There's a lot of mathematics, in this. There's a lot that we would have to put together, if at all, we want to think of the idea of a 24 hours generation of electricity.
You know, and you know that in many homes, I'm not good in mathematics. To even be sincere, I ran away from science because of mathematics.
Oh wow.
So I tried to
Well, many.
even in the course I'm doing now, I still do mathematics. At the end of, I still found
At
out
the
that I
end of
still
the day.
do mathematics. But you see that you notice that an average home, we have the lighting system. Everyone have a television, radio. You have some people have air condition, fridge is like almost in every home. There's a
Yes.
fridge, a freezer. Some has washing machine, some have cooker, electric cooker, some have oven. If you like someone who like to bake like me, if you like someone who love to bake and do catering things like me, you know, so some people have should I say cookers and
Yes, and an
oven
electric
and the
ovens,
electric
yes.
oven, and they use it a lot. So when looking at all this, can Nigerians, if the light is constant, can Nigerians really afford this electricity when it comes, if they really want affordable electricity? Because you know why, I've been to some European countries, and all through the time I've been there, there've been no blink of light.
Wow.
And
Hey,
most
I
times
hope to
I
experience that
ask,
one day.
yes, most times I ask and say, how is this being done? And you realize that they happily even pay their tariff. But we know the Nigerian culture. We know that say na Nigeria we dey, but will
Yes.
Nigerians want to pay this?
Yes, from what you just said, a friend of mine was where he worked back then. He was given he had something to do outside of Nigeria. I think in one of these, I don't know, one of these countries, I'm not sure which. And so when he got there, he stayed 6 months, and according to him, in those 6 months, every time he had to, in fact, I don't think light ever went off. I don't think there was ever a time when electricity went off. And he said for every time there had to be an outage of light, they would, for weeks before, they would have sent, it would have sent memos on social media, on everywhere. And, people would just know that, okay, on so day, there will be no electricity and all of that. And, when he got back to Nigeria, he told me, he said, Keke, I'm not staying in Nigeria again. I said, what happened? He said, I went to somewhere where the system works. There was light for 6 months. When he said it sounded strange, but it's something that is done outside there. And so after that, this thing so motivated this guy that right now as I speak to you, he's nowhere in Nigeria. He said if he can see a system like that where just with electricity they can do so well, how much more other things. He walked his way till he left Nigeria. We now as Nigerians, we have asked ourselves, is this possible in our country? Can this thing actually work in our country? To break this down further for us, we have someone beautiful in the house with us today, Baba Up Nepa. I'm sure you know him. He was with us some time back. Baba Up Nepa is here again with us today. Good morning, Baba Up Nepa.
Good morning, Kiki. Justina, good morning.
Good morning.
It's good to be here with you guys. Good morning to our lovely audience. I'm happy to be here.
Yes, sir. You are welcome, sir. It's good to have you with us today again on the show. Sir,
Baba Nepa, I've missed you. I'm in the studio today. Oh, seriously.
Justina is in the studio with us today, sir.
Yes, mommy.
All right, so Baba Nepa, you're welcome. You're welcome here this morning. All right, so Baba Nepa, our topic this morning, we are discussing and wondering, is 24 hours electricity possible in Nigeria today? Assuming that the government decides that it wants to, bring about a situation where we have lights 24 hours, we have electricity 24 hours, everything we have is powered. Is it possible in the Nigeria of today? What do you think, sir?
Okay, let me quickly get your question correctly. Are you saying is it possible for Nigeria? Is it affordable?
Yes. Is it affordable? Can the average Nigerian afford it? Can the average Nigerian afford afford 24-hour electricity if it becomes available, that is?
If you ask me.
Now who you go ask?
Well, let us quickly do a small breakdown and see. Alright, on let's say no AC, no washing machine,
Yes.
heater, just the regular average home, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
So let's assume the regular average home has a fridge or a freezer.
Yes.
Okay, a fridge or a freezer averagely is about 100 to 150 watts energy consumption. Then we have, let's say we have one TV, average size, which is about 50 to 100 watts in energy consumption. You know, energy, power is measured in watts.
Yes.
All right, so we now say maybe two fans, whether ceiling or standing or table, one in the room, one in the sitting room. I'm talking about an average, maybe room and parlor or two-bedroom flats now, for an average family. All right, so two standing fans or two ceiling fans. Averagely, I think the energy, the power rating of those ones are about maybe 70 watts.
Wow.
So for it to be like 140 watts. Then LED bulbs. We are not even talking about the red bulbs that people still use. The other incandescent bulbs. We are talking about the LED bulbs. Let's say 10. Each of them at 10, rated as 10 watts. So, then we have every house now charges phones,
laptops,
for DSTV or free to air. Then many homes now have pressing stone, which they use occasionally. That's not a constant route, but at least it's used occasionally. Then a lot of homes also have blenders.
Yes, so.
Okay, so let us keep the list at this. So the average household now, let's look at the consumption, the daily consumption estimate in a simple and digestible manner. So if the fridge is going to be on for 24 hours, right? And we said that the fridge consumes an average of, the fridge is rated rather at 100 to 150 watts.
Yes.
So you are looking at the average daily consumption, because the fridge, many people don't put off their fridges and they don't even set the thermostat. There's a way you set your thermostat so that once the fridge gets to a certain temperature, it will trip off. But many people don't even know that.
Many people don't even know about that too.
Yeah, so I'm looking at those kind of people who leave their fridge on for 24 hours. You look at an average consumption will be like 3 kilowatts hour per day.
Wow.
TV will give you, let's say, 8 hours. For those people that watch TV, 8 hours. Yeah, let's say from probably, let's just say 8 hours. So if you do the math, you have the daily consumption of that TV in terms of energy, electricity, would be 0.6 kilowatts. Then the two fans, if you work for 12 hours, let's say from 8 in the morning from 8 in the evening till 8 in the night in the morning. It just depends. Some of them work longer, but let's use 12 hours as our benchmark. We consume about 1.7 kilowatts hour of electricity. The 10 bulbs, they work say 8 hours.
Wow.
Let's put them on around, it should be more than 8 hours, but let's just use 8 hours. Each of them, they will consume about 0.8 kilowatts of energy. Then all these other miscellaneous gadgets, like your fridge, your pressing stone, your charger, and all these other ones that you use, not always. Let's just put them at 0.3 kilowatts hour. So your total daily consumption will now be approximately 6.5 kilowatts hour.
Wow.
That's daily. I know
daily.
There are 21 days.
Yes, a month.
So when you now multiply that, you have between 195 to 210 kilowatts hour every month. That's the amount of energy you require. If Nigeria government or Nigeria decides to give us 24 hours, like minimum, that's about what we are looking at.
Wow, can you see how Baba Nepa broke this down?
Serious.
So you can see that let's round it up to 210. Let's round it up to 210 kilowatts per month if light is available for 24 hours. Now, Baba of Nepa, let us calculate using today's tariff. How much will one be spending per month if the light is 24 hours?
Okay, thank you very much. Now, there are different bands. We have the band A, the band B, and C.
Yes,
And the tariff for band B, C, and D averagely is about 120 naira per kilowatt hour. So, why? Because they are subsidized. The government pays subsidies on band B, C, D, and E. So, on the average, if we say 120 kilowatt hour 120 naira per kilowatt hour, and we say we are rounding it up to 210 kilowatt hour per month. So you just multiply the 210 kilowatt hour by 120. That would give you about 25,200 naira per month. So for that kind of average home, that person is going to pay, if we have supply 24 hours in a day, that person will pay electricity bills of 25,200 naira per month. And then that's if they just stick to these regular activities. Then for those in band A, the Ojogus,
You
they are the ones that the government said, you people are strong, you are not subsidizing anything. The average tariff per kilowatt hour is about 225. Some are slightly lower, some are slightly higher, but we are just taking an average. 225 kilowatts 225 naira per kilowatt hour average. Now, multiply that by the benchmark of 210 kilowatt hour per month. We are looking at about 47,250 naira per month. Using only this basic equipment, so you are band A, but you are still using this basic equipment. That means no AC, no washing machine, only one freezer and all that. Because once you go higher, your bills become higher. So for this basic equipment that I just listed earlier, 25,200. For this basic equipment also, for band A, we have 47,250 naira per month.
Wow, that is a lot. Now let me try and make sense of what you just said, sir. Somebody is earning, or rather, let me say, our minimum wage in Nigeria is 70,000 naira, and then what you just said means that if this 24-hour electricity is made possible, the average Nigeria will be spending between 35% to 67% of their salary on electricity alone. No?
Exactly.
Wow.
So power electricity is not cheap. And that's probably the only thing that the government is still subsidizing for us.
Wow. And this is without ACs and other big appliances, so just the regular things we use around.
Wow. The business of electricity is actually expensive, and that's why many countries these days, or many people, are going to energy saving appliances. Everybody is trying to cut down because the electricity is actually expensive. But so for those people paying 10,000 naira, you have all these gadgets. You will now see what the government is paying for you.
But having to spend so much money on electricity, is not possible now. Look at the situation where it's not just the household. This 35 to 67% is just within the household. We have not talked about businesses. We've not talked about the fact that some of these people operate businesses that run strictly on electricity. Assuming, for instance, I run a photocopy shop. If there's no light, I can't work. And I'm already spending this much at home. Imagine what I'll be spending at my business place, Haba. How will that work?
If we have like 24 hours, right? And I believe that a lot of small businesses will shut down.
Wow.
If you are going to pay what you have, or if they are, because you can't get photocopying for 5 naira or 15 naira, etc. again. It may be double or triple. So you instead of photocopying all your papers, you will now decide to scan them on your phone and hold them.
Yes, sir.
Then also look at the case where someone at the end of the month you are collecting your salary, you still have to go to the market.
Yes,
You have to pay for water, you have to pay for children's school fees, you have to pay one or two bills, you have to pay for transportation.
And
if not, you'll be at home
comes up, you have to
and
pay
you have
that
to
too.
still make some savings for any other miscellaneous that might come up.
Exactly.
So it's so much. Will Nigerians be willing to pay that? So another thing is, I don't know, sometimes I always say I'm an advocate for solar. So can we look at the solar alternative?
The problem is solar is not just anyhow. It's not something you can just walk into a shop and say I want to buy solar.
Baba of Nepa, can we talk about the solar option? What is it for them?
All right. Solar.
Let's see, but even Baba of Nepa said is summary now.
Solar is renewable. That's where the world is heading towards renewable energy, environmental friendly energy, and all that. Yes, that's good. Solar is also good. However, for let's say basic load, when I say load, I mean the appliances in power sector. You call them loads. That's what the what feeds on the electric energy. So let's see, basic loads, let's say one fridge, one TV, fans, lights, and maybe small gadget like that. If you want 24 hours light with those basic loads, you need at least 3 to 4 solar panels. Each of them should be like 450 to 550 watts.
Wow, okay. Okay.
Then let's say each of those panels will cost you, say, 150,000. So if you are doing 4, you are looking at 600,000.
Way more than the minimum wage.
No, but you know that if it is solar, you might not need to pay. You're not paying monthly again.
No, we are talking about the initial installation now.
They don't get bad easily. So you now buy an inverter, maybe 1.5 to 2 kVA inverter. That's about 600, 700 too. It depends on the make. Then you go for, I'm an advocate for lithium batteries because they last longer and all that. And even your guest on the show last week talked about bikes have lithium batteries that you enjoy them better. So I'm an advocate for lithium batteries. So with the lithium batteries, each of those lithium batteries will cost you between 800 to 1.3 million.
Oh, wow.
Depending on the quality. So mind you, these batteries will be replaced after 5 to 7 years. If you properly maintain, they will last you 5 to 7 years. You need to replace them. So to set up, that's where the issue is with solar, is the initial setup. So the setup now, you are not looking at anything, for all these basic equipment, you are looking at something in the neighborhood of, say, 4 million, 3.5 to 4 million.
So that's
on a salary of 70,000.
Wow. Wow. So that's just as I said, solar is not just, so it means you can't just tell the average Nigerian, go and buy solar if you really want 24-hour light. It's not, you can't, an average Nigerian can't do that.
Added to this, most of this solar alternative I just gave you cannot even comfortably handle your iron, your cooker, your pumping machine, if you have one in your house, or ACs, your regular ACs. That's why a lot of people go to use these inverter ACs. And inverter ACs are more expensive than regular ACs, even though they consume less energy. So basically, an average person, if you want to, cannot do that. And even if you want to do that as somebody that is comfortable, you have to spend a lot. You have to spend maybe 10, 15 million to be able to handle all these kind of things.
Oh.
Wow.
I'm speechless.
That's why I told you if you ask me, now who I go ask.
Exactly. And the truth is, I think I'm not speaking for myself alone when I say an average Nigerian wants 24 hours electricity. I believe a lot of Nigerians want this. But then look at our income level now. Look at our income
And the
level.
government is already subsidizing for most consumers except for those on band A. But subsidy is expensive and not sustainable
Exactly.
forever, because there will be a time that the government will still stop the subsidy. So what is going to happen after that?
Hmm. So now, with all that has been said, solar is an option. But how many families can actually afford solar? I visited a house one day, and sometimes when you see solar, you see, in fact, that was what they used to cover their car park. When I counted 34 panels.
Oh wow.
So you can imagine how
Times
much.
150.
Yes.
That's then, shey?
This is
Because
very recent.
okay.
Well, this is very recent. I had to count. Like, I
So
had to
times
count.
150. Then you
Look
are
at
not
that.
talking about inverter
Yeah,
and other
you're not talking
services
about
that needs to be
exactly.
done.
So you can imagine how much this lovely gentleman spent just to make sure that he has light and makes his family comfortable. So now the real question is this: do Nigerians want constant electricity, or is it constant and cheap electricity we want? Because if we just say constant electricity, talk, it means that you should be willing to pay 25,000 to 45,000 naira every month on just electricity in the house alone. Wow.
Or should the government subsidize more? Should they create like an income-based tariff where both the rich and the poor will be paying cheaper and the rich will be paying higher, but they'll be getting the same hour of electricity? Can that be done? Can we think about that? I think that works in some countries, but can it work in Nigeria? Or is it time to increase the minimum wage before talking about stable electricity? I know, yes, the 70,000 naira minimum wage was increased some years ago, but do the government need to also look at increasing the
again.
rates? Because
Yes.
seriously, even the 70,000 naira, it is well. Let's not even go into that one today, because that one is like another episode, another session on its own.
Exactly.
But do the government need to look into increasing the wages before giving us stable electricity? Because most times when we bring all these ADC officials here, sometimes I'll just be listening to them. They'll say, we are ready to supply you the electricity, but if you pay, will that happen? Can that happen?
I think an example would be those of us that have prepaid meter. We have the prepaid meter, but we don't have the light 24 hours now.
No, we don't have the light there 24 hours. So the prepaid meter also is it is well.
It is well. Let's just leave it at that. It is well. We would like to hear your thoughts on this. What do you have to say about this? What do you think about this? The number to call is 090-388-088883. 090-388-088883. You can also leave a message for us on our Facebook page, our Facebook live page at Up Nepa platform, and we'll respond to you. All right, I think we have a caller. All right. Good morning. You're welcome to the Up Nepa show. Good morning.
Morning to you.
Good morning, sir. Your name and where you're calling from, please.
This is Jomo Shiri speaking from Data.
All right. Good morning, sir.
Your colleague said, I think that constantly there should be after to be affordable. Easier for government by subsidizing, let Nigeria be paying some money. The government will also pay some. Very, very, very everyone and everyone. When you look at people without election, that directly will need the electricity. In our own it's very, very simple mathematics. Cannot use don't honor. If you are going out of the house, more My office, what is the essence of it? Only you in your own house, the having three rooms, in fact, in the room one is watching, the one in the room two is watching the fact.
Sorry, I beg your pardon, sir. Let me interrupt you. Can you please step away from your radio set so we would hear you properly?
I'm not, the radio is not even on.
Oh, wow, okay.
For a clearer network.
Okay.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. I think he was making some points, but we are not hearing him clearly. So we'll be glad if you can call back, sir.
Alright, we'll expect your call back, sir, so we can get your point clearly. Alright, before another call comes in, there's another angle to look at. So Nigerians spend between 30,000 to 90,000 monthly on generator fuel. Alright, before we look at that point, we have another caller coming in. Good morning and welcome to the Up Nepa show.
Good morning. This is Don P, the Up Nepa show.
You're welcome, sir.
On this morning is just pray for the staff of the AEDC, means Nepa, for their well done doing that they are doing. Actually, I normally sleep with the light.
Oh,
And
wow.
even yesterday, the Nepa came around, but we don't have one. Even though I literally have, please try to give Nepa so that Nepa will consider you.
Alright.
If you ask me to use gen, I cannot afford. But we don't have anything, just prayerful. Please, that stuff that you have been chasing out. Please try to bring some again, please. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Alright, thank you, sir.
So you see, AEDC, they are praising you people today. Oh. So you people should please also continue to behave.
Exactly.
So
I
that
really
we'll
like to know the
continue.
area
So I will
you're
continue
calling
to
from.
know. We forgot to ask him that.
We should
So
have
I will
asked,
continue
exactly.
to. You continue to hear some good news.
Have you asked them whether they are paying their bills? Because if they are supplying, if ADC is supplying them lights in those places ADC is covering, are they paying? Is ADC recouping their money?
I think he just said that AEDC came yesterday, so I guess they came to do some enforcement to know whether who are paying and who are not paying.
Exactly.
So I guess if for them to have had light and for him to be praising AEDC, then that means
they
maybe
really
it's
should
paying
be
his
enjoying.
bill.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, we have another call coming in. Oh, sorry, we lost that call. All right, so as I was saying earlier, okay, our caller is back. Good morning and welcome to the Up Nepa show.
Thank you. This is really
Oh, okay, sir. You're welcome.
just like the way I was. It is very simple. It is a simple mathematics. You plan yourself, arrest your electricity, and you will see. When you look at it, there are some serious experiences that are having to draw over. The important thing is that you plan yourself for it. I always relate to just like you buying food stuff and you think it's one hour. If you decided to use this, you're on your own. If you manage it for your week, you're on your own. But if you decided to manage it, when you get another one that you are on, right? It's all about managing. You will discover people who will not be using some certain light and they will understand what is the essence. My dear sisters, there, I want to tell you, if we are going to get into our sincerely speaking with our people, to manage it, very, very, very good. Arrange yourself what you can do. Okay. I don't know if I'm making point.
Yes, you are, sir.
Right. So when you look at it, waste of electricity will no longer be there. People will try to monitor themselves, manage themselves, and you just take a look at network communication. You recharge your phone. 24 hours. I don't know if I'm making point.
Yes, Yes, you are.
For example, you receive the 1,000 naira, you know how you have to make that contribution. If you want to use it, you can use it. If you want to use it, you can use it. If you want to make it your for one month, you can use it. Also, the important thing is that you know how to manage it. Because you know that the higher the business, the higher the pay. And bringing comparison between solar and sincerely speaking, electricity is better, but solar is cheaper. So I want to tell you, compare electricity, solar energy with electricity energy. And, there are some certain things that you can use with the solar that you cannot be done with. There are some certain things you can use with electricity that you cannot enjoy using with solar. So one thing the other is they are not comparing. Sincerely speaking, the capacity of electricity is and better and greater than that of solar. Solar is the thing that you can only use for little things that you want to use within your own house.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you so very much, sir. I think he was stating a point I wanted to bring up. It's about our consumption habits.
Yeah.
It is so bad, and there are a lot of electricity waste.
Yes.
If we really look at it, like there are some days I pass some houses, and like yesterday, can see the way the sun shined that yesterday, very hot. You still see some houses in that afternoon, their outside light, their security light are still on. And if you look at them, there are those who are on estimated billing.
Yes.
Because they feel okay, they are paying the estimated billing, they are not paying, is not prepaid. So anytime Nepa being bills, they are the one paying for like the SSs and they just
so they feel it's
they
their
just
right
waste the light the way they want, the way they like. So one thing that we need, he just said that if we want 24 hours constant, that we'll get it. But how are we going to manage it? I've always also been an advocate for planning. If you want, need to plan very well. I think those on prepaid, I think they are getting used to how to plan their electricity usage.
It's not your money. You
So
plan it now.
If we are going to have 24 hours constant electricity, we have to look more at our consumption habits. When you are not using the television, are you putting it off? When you are out of the room, where you are not doing anything, are you putting off the light? Are you putting off the fan? You see some people even with AC, they are putting AC 24 hours in a day.
Even when it's not hot.
Yes, one of our guests came here one time, the lecturer from FUT.
Yeah.
He said something about
Maybe.
People will just say, I want the room to be cool so that when I enter inside, I'll just feel the coolness. If you still put on the AC when you are in the room, it still gets cool. Leaving the AC on while you are not there is wastage. And we need to also look at that if we want the government to give us 24 hours constant light. So and another one again, about Nepa stated it. Are they ready to pay their bills?
Are they ready?
When AEDC came the other time, when they stated the amount that is being owed to them, I was just at the, redirecting. I was just there and I opened my mouth, And sometimes, yes, when they even carry out enforcement and we go and interview them, they tell you how much some organizations, even governments, are owing them. You'll be shocked. So are they going to pay the bill if this 24 hours constant light is going to be given? That is a lot of questions. That is a lot of things to look into.
It is. On lighter note, when this whole prepaid meter thing came up, I was quite young then. I think it's been quite some time, and we're part of, before I moved down to Mina, we're part of the first people who got the prepaid meter back then. And so my father just sat all of us down, told us that it is no more. All right, I'll continue with that story, but we have a call now. All right, good morning and welcome to the Nepa show.
Thank you. This is Juma calling.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Your colleague said, are people ready to pay? At the same time, she said she had were complaining that that they don't know how to do business, I'm sorry to say, you that you are doing business, you should be able to know how you can make your money. If AEDC or Nepa is saying that people are owing them, I think they need to resign.
Wow.
What do you do to get this money back? But you allow people to be owing before you continue to ask for the money. Meter people, meter everyone. Let us send the mail consign to everyone. If you can meter everybody, there will not be cause for any alarm. Sorry, the two of you, you are using the communication network.
Yes, sir.
And MTN will never come to say they will disconnect you because you are not paying.
At all.
No,
You have to pay.
You just have to.
If this telecommunication network will plan their trap, can AEDC copy from them? The difference to me, there's no difference. Meter everybody. And whoever wants to use electricity should recharge. But I look at this one way or the other. Why the main reason behind why AEDC doesn't want to meter every customer? They use that means as a means of exploiting some consumers.
That's another thing.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you
sir.
very much, sir.
Seriously, I think you really made a valid point. Because, yes, that's true. Each time they come up, they say people are in them. Each time they are cutting the light of hospital, the light of government agencies, they will say it's because they've not paid and they are owing them for years. Why will you wait that long?
That long.
So I think AEDC need to, it just said AEDC need to go for training. Yes, they need to go for training to all these
Business training.
business training to organizations like MTN,
And ask them how they are
telephone-
able to get
yes,
across.
to know how they did it, and they should meter everyone. That's true. They should meter everyone so that at least, if once everyone is meter, you know you are going for prepaid, you are going to recharge before you get electricity, and if you don't recharge, you won't get light. So they should meter everyone, and I still keep complaining, why are they not metering everyone? There was like the mass meter program that time, everything flopped. Now if you are still going to get meter, you go through a lot of hassles, you go through a lot of stress. After, and it even comes after how many months? You are not even being given immediately. So they need to up their game if they are going to. They are also a key stakeholder in this aspect.
In this matter, they are. Because sometimes you talked about why they would allow this thing linger so long. You say this organization has owed them. What happened over the years?
You are negotiating.
Why would you exactly? Okay, imagine for instance now. Let me use this MTN thing for instance. Some time ago, MTN introduced the call you borrow credit.
Oh yes. Once
so some of us decided to be borrowing.
Once you are loading, they are removing their money.
You know, at some point, I discovered that if you have borrowed and then you buy data instead, they will not remove it. It's like MTN. They realize that Nigerians are being smart with us. So even if you load data, they will remove their money till you are able to,
pay
and
up.
some people borrowed so badly that at the end of the day, they had to throw the SIM away. But MTN will find a way because your BVN is there. They will find a way and they will collect their money.
They collect their money.
So I think AEDC should take a cue from our network providers.
Go for training.
How they do it, except there's an ulterior motive to this. And in such a situation, too, I think I'll just say what Auntie Justina said the other time. It is well.
It is well. Thank you.
Well. I don't know if Baba Nepa has anything to say. Sorry, Baba Nepa, we're not hearing you. Can you say that again?
I said, short of holding brief for the utility companies, yes, we should be metered, but even when we have meters, the number of people that are bypassing their meters in this country? That's another topic for another day.
Yeah. So many Nigeria.
That is so. Yes, I agree that the utility companies should keep evolving. They should keep, looking for technology, especially now that there are various technology to monitor meters and all that. But there is a lot of problems. Then the second, what's it called, I would agree with, is the fact that if you supply people electricity and people begin to pay without bypassing, people will begin to develop responsible consumption habits.
It's true.
Like putting off your this thing, your light when you are not there, like Justina said, and all this will come to play. So it will make the power sector more efficient. The second thing, the other third thing rather, I would want to say is that maybe government should also look at subsidizing solar. Yeah.
Okay.
And maybe just look for a way of subsidizing solar. Lastly, before I shut up, what's it called? When you have what the last caller was saying, that solar cannot take you can't use some of these utilities on solar. That's not correct in a sense, because if you want to be able to use that solar, it's the same electricity that comes out. It's just that at different quantities. So if you want to use higher equipment, you have to do higher investments. That means your panels have to be more, your inverters have to be higher, and all that. But solar can actually take all the load that your regular public electricity does. It's just that you have to do more investment. Thank you.
All right. Let's take just this one last call before we go. Good morning and welcome to the Of Nepa show.
My good sisters in the studio, sorry if I'm calling back again.
All right. It's okay, sir.
You're welcome, sir.
There's a phone from Baba. My sister, if you have a house, you need to wait for somebody to tell you to put security.
No, sir.
No.
If a thief comes to your house, freely he takes your property away, who should be blamed? Is it the thief or you, the owner of the house? What I'm trying to bring is that example is so clear with MTN. Just like the way they said some people are stealing electricity. If not for the security MTN put on their network, don't you know that people will still be recharging free? People will still be communicating free.
That's
Nepa,
true.
who are they waiting for to come and put the security for them? The security is not all about you taking somebody to the house to monitor. Technologically, wherever you are, you can monitor every consumer. So if at this point you are still saying that people are stealing electricity, I want to tell Nepa, let them move away, let somebody come in.
Wow.
Thank you very much,
All
sir.
right.
I think
this
before
is
we
a
go,
topic we need to look at.
yeah, before we go, let's take some of the comments on Facebook. We have some comments on Facebook. We have Mohammed Bukar. He said, "Good Friday morning, team Up Nepa. Today's topic is reliable. Nigeria can potentially achieve 24-hour electricity supply, but it requires significant investment, estimated at about $10 billion over the next 5 to 10 years.
Okay.
While the government has set a goal for achieving this, it also recognizes that it cannot do so alone and relies on private sector partnership to fund the necessary infrastructure upgrades, including increasing generation capacity to the estimated 20,000 and to 25,000 megawatts. When I saw what I saw in Shoro around 2013, light was visibly available for social and economic growth. In fact, as of then, it was when I was going out, I do iron my clothes I was wearing. But the story changed when I relocated to Minna. At first, I wasn't used to sharing light rotation. Then we have Jafar Bangida. We have other comments, but I think it's on Facebook, so you can just go there and read it. Good morning. This is from Jafar Bindiga. So he said that, good morning, everyone in the studio, and happy Friday. The truth is, Nigeria are already paying heavily for darkness. Everyday families and businesses spend huge amounts on fuels. generators repairs, and even health issues caused by noise and fumes. If the power sector was working very well and providing steady 24 hours supply, 24 hours electricity, many people would actually spend less than what they spend on generators. The real problem is not the people's ability to pay, but the government's ability to provide a fair and stable service. Nigerians device a system where power is constant.
Wow. I can see that a lot of people have so much to say on this topic.
Yeah.
We have so much to say, but unfortunately we have
Time
run
is
out
up.
of time. Time waits for no one. Time is not waiting for us. Quickly, and Justin, I don't know if you have something to say before we wrap up the show.
Yes, Nigerians want, the truth is that Nigerians want European quality
Yes, so
electricity
I want
with
it. I
Nigerian
know
level
I do.
income. Everybody wants steady light, but not everyone can afford the bill that comes with it. So until income catches up with reality, constant electricity will stay a luxury, and 24 hours electricity will remain a dream we'll keep debating. So we need to look into it a lot. Both the government, the people, every stakeholder needs to look into it. Thank you.
Yeah, so we have asked this very tough question today. Can Nigerians afford constant light? We want you to think about this. Yeah, so we want the light, we want the constant 24 hours electricity. And then it's possible. But affordability, as we have seen and we have talked about, is the problem. We want you to still think about what we have said. We can see that a lot of people have so much to say. Calls are still coming in, but we have to wrap it up here. So please leave your comments for us on our Facebook page and we will engage with you. All right, until we come your way again next week, please keep the conversation alive on our social media handles. You can search for us on WhatsApp, on Telegram, and also on Facebook. Until we come your way again next week, up Nepa,
Let there be light.
let there be light.